Imagine this. Tomorrow morning, you wake up, not in your bedroom, not in your city. You open your eyes and you're standing in ancient Rome. No phone, no electricity, no running water, no supermarkets, no hospitals. You have 1 week to survive. At first, it doesn't seem that bad. After all, this is ancient Rome, the greatest city the world had ever seen. A city of towering temples, paved roads, massive aqueducts, public baths, and markets overflowing with goods from across Europe, Africa, and Asia. More than 1 million people lived here, making it one of the largest cities on Earth. For its time, Rome wasn't primitive. It was extraordinary. But after only a few hours, you begin to realize something. This city wasn't built for someone like you. The first thing you notice is the noise. Not the sound of cars or sirens, but horses pulling heavy wagons across stone streets, merchants shouting over one another, blacksmiths hammering iron, dogs barking, smoke rising from ovens before the sun has fully climbed into the sky. Rome is already awake, and so must you. You look around for a glass of water. There isn't one. Rome's aqueducts are among the greatest engineering achievements in history, carrying millions of liters of fresh water into the city every day. But unless you're wealthy, water doesn't flow into your home. You'll have to carry it yourself. A simple glass of water, something you never even think about today, has suddenly become your first job of the morning. Breakfast isn't much easier. Forget coffee, forget cereal, forget ordering food from your phone. Most ordinary Romans begin the day with simple bread, maybe some olives, cheese if they're lucky, and watered down wine or water. Meat is expensive. Fresh food depends on the season. If you don't work, tomorrow's meal isn't guaranteed. Which brings you to your next problem: money. Your credit card is useless. Your cash means nothing. You don't speak Latin. How do you ask for work when you can't even ask where the market is? As the day grows hotter, you hear people talking about going to the baths. At first, it sounds relaxing, until you realize these aren't private bathrooms. They're public spaces where hundreds of people gather every day to bathe, exercise, socialize, and conduct business. For the Romans, this is completely normal. For you, it might be one of the biggest culture shocks of your life. Then comes something even more ordinary. You need to use the bathroom, except there are no private stalls. No toilet paper. Public latrines are shared, with people sitting side by side on stone seats, separated by nothing at all. What feels uncomfortable to you was simply another part of everyday Roman life. And then you make a small mistake. Maybe you scrape your hand carrying a heavy bucket of water. Today you'd barely think about it. You'd wash the wound, apply antiseptic, and put on a bandage. In ancient Rome, that same cut could become something far more dangerous. The Romans were remarkable engineers and skilled physicians for their time, but they didn't know about bacteria or antibiotics. A minor infection, something modern medicine solves in days, could become a serious threat. Suddenly, survival doesn't depend on avoiding gladiators. It depends on avoiding ordinary life. As the sun begins to set, another change happens. Darkness, real darkness. No streetlights, no glowing windows stretching across the city, only oil lamps flickering through narrow streets and the distant sound of footsteps echoing between stone buildings. The city slows down, but it never truly sleeps. And as you lie down that night, exhausted from doing things that used to take seconds but now take hours, you begin to understand something. Ancient Rome wasn't difficult because people were weaker. It was difficult because life itself demanded more. Every meal had to be earned. Every bucket of water had to be carried. Every journey had to be walked. Every injury carried real risk. And every sunrise began another day without the comforts you've spent your entire life taking for granted. Rome was one of the greatest civilizations in human history. Its roads, laws, architecture, and engineering shaped the modern world. But living there was another story entirely. So here's the question. After just 1 week, would a modern person survive ancient Rome? Or would they discover that the hardest part wasn't the empire itself? It was living without everything that makes modern life feel effortless?